Welcome back, basketball fanatics. Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of NBA flopping. That's right, we're talking about those infamous moments when players take a tumble as if they've been struck by lightning, all in the hopes of drawing a foul. It's an art form, really, so grab your popcorn and prepare to have your funny bone tickled as we uncover the 10 biggest floppers in today's NBA. Warning, side-splitting laughter is guaranteed. First up on our list is Marcus Smart, the undisputed king of flopping. This Boston Celtics guard is a defensive powerhouse, but when it comes to theatrics, he takes the crown. Speaking of his flopping finesse, Marcus Smart recently revealed a comedic secret during his interview with J.J. Derrick. Marcus let slip a humorous confession. He earned the fine art of flopping by shamelessly imitating his fellow NBA players.
It worked for them. So, you're like, okay, I'll take a little bit of that, put it in my game. And
Smart has perfected the art of frustrating opponents and earning his team some extra possessions. Hey, if it helps you make it to the NBA Finals, who can argue? Now, let's move on to Joel Embiid. This superstar center is an offensive and defensive force to be reckoned with. But sometimes his flopping antics leave us scratching our heads. Regardless, with his impressive stats and MVP title, it seems flopping is a small price to pay for success. But is Joel Embiid intentionally flopping on the court? Could it be part of a strategic plan recommended by his doctors? Known for his dramatic falls and elaborate flops, it's hard not to wonder. Back in 2014, when Embiid was in the midst of his recovery from a foot injury, his doctors sought to minimize any excessive pressure on his legs. As a precautionary measure, they advised him to roll or dive on the floor whenever he found himself in a precarious landing position that could strain his legs. Flopping or doctor's orders? You be the judge. And speaking of flopping royalty, how can we forget LeBron James? Yes, even the greats are guilty. LeBron has an impressive resume and a legacy that can't be tarnished. But his dramatic falls and exaggerated reactions have earned him the nickname LaFlop. Maybe he took some tips from Shaq on how to get those calls. In the 2023 NBA playoffs, the topic of LeBron James and other Lakers players flopping to draw fouls has become a source of both amusement and debate. While James denies any intentional flopping,
I just know that we, our coaching staff and us players, we don't work on flopping.
And insists that the Lakers don't engage in such tactics, some moments leave fans scratching their heads. Moving on to James Harden, the man who can score, assist, and flop with equal flair. Harden's offensive skills are undeniable, but his penchant for hunting for marginal contact has made him one of the most polarizing players in NBA history. In a press conference held in Philadelphia, Harden acknowledged that he no longer possesses the same agility when it comes to flopping, a skill that has become synonymous with his game. When I was younger, I could flop 10, 15 times and be fine. But now I'll flop once or twice and feel sore for days afterward. I definitely noticed that I've lost about a half step after pretending to take a charge, and in this game, you can't afford to lose even a split second before making an exaggerated overreaction at minimal contact. But ultimately, flopping is a key part of my success in the NBA. So even if my body's on the decline, I've just got to figure out a way to flop smarter, not harder. It's like he has a PhD in drawing fouls. Love him or hate him, his flopping finesse has its own special place in basketball lore. And who could forget Draymond Green? This Golden State Warriors defensive wizard has made flopping an integral part of his winning strategy. Some of his flops are just downright goofy, but when you have Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson as your teammates, who's going to complain? Draymond certainly knows how to get under opponents' skin and make them pay. Draymond Green, known for his defensive prowess and strategic flopping, left his mark on the Utah Jazz series in Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals. With an impressive triple-double performance of 17 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds, Green helped secure a resounding 121-95 victory, ultimately eliminating the Jazz from the playoffs. After sealing the series sweep on Monday night, the Golden State Warriors star found himself confronted with a unique situation. A Jazz fan held up a sign, playfully titled the Draymond Flop Count. In an exciting twist, Green decided to embrace the playful jab and autographed the sign. Instagram user Kyle Roney captured the moment on video, showcasing Green's calm response. In a way, Green turned an insult into an opportunity to showcase his lightheartedness and disarm its power. Next up is the young Slovenian sensation Luka Doncic. Despite being in the league for a short time, Luka has mastered the art of flopping. He doesn't try to hide it either, making his embellishments somewhat charming. Hey, if it helps him get his team to the Western Conference Finals, who can blame him for taking a few dives? Luka Doncic, the maestro of the basketball court, has apparently added a new skill to his pregame warm-up routine, flopping practice. Yes, you heard it right. While most players focus on shooting drills or agility exercises, Luka has taken a rather unique approach to hone his craft. Teammates passing by might give him puzzled looks, wondering if he's rehearsing for a role in a slapstick comedy rather than an NBA game. But little do they know that Luka is actually conducting an elaborate master class on the fine art of drawing fouls. So, next time you see Luka Doncic hit the floor with a dramatic flourish, remember that it's not just a flop, it's a work of art, carefully crafted through pre-game practice sessions filled with laughs and a touch of whimsy. The basketball court is his canvas, and he's painting a masterpiece, one flop at a time. Chris Paul, the maestro of the flopping symphony. Known for his crafty playmaking, CP3 took his flopping to another level when he joined forces with James Harden. Learning from one of the greats definitely elevated his game by forcing referees to blow the whistle. Whether it's deserved or not, Chris Paul will continue to flop until the day he retires. In the recent game between the Sacramento Kings and the Phoenix Suns, the Kings emerged victorious with the score of 135-127. However, amidst the game, Chris Paul, known for his flopping antics, managed to deceive the officials with a series of flops. This is not surprising considering Paul's reputation as the NBA's master of the flop. One of his flops came against De'Aaron Fox, which was so outrageous that Fox couldn't help but find it laughable. He even mocked Paul after the incident. But that wasn't the end of it. Paul proceeded to pull off another flop, this time against Kevin Huerter. Both flops were massive and utterly ridiculous. It's important to highlight that such behavior is detrimental to the game of basketball and reflects poorly on the NBA as a whole. Flopping undermines the integrity of the sport and is generally frowned upon. Now, let's talk about Trey Young, the Atlanta Hawks point guard extraordinaire. This young talent has made a name for himself with his scoring and passing skills, but his flopping abilities have not gone unnoticed. Some of his flops are so outrageous, they could be contenders for the Flop of the Century award. But hey, if it helps him generate extra points, why not give it a try? In a game filled with intense competition between the Dallas Mavericks and the Atlanta Hawks, Trey Young decided to unveil his secret superpower, the ability to dodge imaginary bullets like Neo from the Matrix. When Luka Doncic came forward to defend him early in the third quarter, Young's dramatic reaction to the minimal contact left everyone wondering if he was auditioning for a role in the next action-packed blockbuster. Now, why do players flop? Well, sometimes it works. As the spotlight shifted from Trey Young's bullet-dodging theatrics, another master of the flop took center stage. None other than Kyle Lowry, the maestro of exploiting his center of gravity. This bulldog of a point guard knows how to use his physique to draw fouls. He's been at it for years, and it's become a trademark of his game. As Kyle Lowry enters the twilight of his career, don't expect him to change his flopping ways anytime soon. In a pivotal Game 5 of the NBA Finals, Kyle Lowry managed to stir up a storm of frustration among both the Denver Nuggets and viewers alike. The Miami Heat, facing elimination, held a 51-44 halftime lead, with Lowry making significant contributions on the stat sheet. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. However, it wasn't just his impressive stats that caught people's attention. Throughout the first half, Lowry seemed to stockpile a collection of flops, leaving many observers exasperated. The veteran point guard's persistent foul-baiting tactics began to wear thin on the patience of viewers. In fact, one notable critic, Bill Simmons, compared Lowry to Daniel Day-Lewis, the renowned actor known for his transformative performances. Simmons humorously remarked, "With tensions running high in the NBA Finals, fans were left furious by Lowry's exaggerated attempts to draw fouls." Last but not least, we have Devin Booker. Known for his exceptional offensive skills, Booker has occasionally been criticized for his tendency to exaggerate contact and flop on the court. While some question his integrity, Phoenix Suns fans see it as a clever way to frustrate opponents. There are compilations on Twitter showing how often Booker oversells contact in the game. Still, Booker might want to shake off that flopping image before he joins the ranks of the all-time floppers. And there you have it, folks. The uproarious journey through the whimsical world of NBA flopping comes to a close. From Marcus Smart's Oscar-worthy flops to Joel Embiid's interpretive dance routines disguised as falls, these athletes have taken the art of theatrics to new heights. LeBron James, the king of basketball, may have a crown on his head, but he's also earned the nickname Le Flop with his dramatic tumbles and exaggerated reactions. And let's not forget James Harden, the master of hunting for the tiniest bit of contact and turning it into a full-blown performance. Even the beloved Chris Paul, the conductor of the flopping symphony, has his own repertoire of dramatic falls that would make Shakespeare proud. And who can resist the charms of Kyle Lowry, the maestro of exploiting his center of gravity? His flops resemble a precisely choreographed ballet, as if each stumble is perfectly timed to the referee's whistle. Although flopping undoubtedly brings entertainment and elicits laughter, it also gives rise to substantial concerns regarding the integrity of the sport. Certain players have faced criticism for their dramatic acts, leaving fans occasionally frustrated. The NBA has introduced measures to deter such conduct, but flopping continues to be employed as a calculated tactic within the confines of the current regulations. It is crucial to recognize that not all NBA athletes engage in flopping, as many prioritize equitable gameplay and healthy competition instead of relying on dramatic embellishments. Nevertheless, the impact of flopping on the game cannot be ignored. It can sway momentum, influence series outcomes, and even affect awards and championships. So, the next time you witness a theatrical flop on the NBA court, remember that it is not simply a comedic display. It's a calculated move that can significantly alter the game's trajectory. The amusing realm of NBA flopping will undoubtedly continue to entertain, frustrate, and provoke debates among both fans and players, ensuring that this unique art form remains an engaging aspect of basketball's rich tapestry. Now it's your turn to contribute to the conversation. As basketball enthusiasts, we want to hear from you. Who's your favorite flopper? Have we overlooked any noteworthy names? What are your thoughts on striking a delicate balance between comedy and integrity within the game? Please share your comments below and let's keep the discussion alive. Remember to show your support by liking, subscribing, and enabling notifications so you never miss out on the entertaining antics of NBA flopping. Thank you for joining us on this comedic journey through the world of flopping. Until next time, keep laughing, enjoying the game, and keep those funny bones tickled.